Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise from this side of the Assembly to give my brief contribution to the bill number 26 of 2022, Planning and Development, Single Window Systems. But Mr. Speaker, before I proceed further, allow me to applaud the Honorable Member, Colin Crowell, for his consideration and acceptance of an invitation by the opposition to attend a meeting where we were able to highlight our concerns and share with him our intended proposals. And I believe, Mr. Speaker, that such approach, if we were to take it going forward, this assembly would be the most improved assembly, the 12th national, the parliament of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And it will also say to our citizens that we can mature as leaders when it comes to national issues. So I trust that the honorable member colleagues will take a page from Honorable Colin Crowell's book going forward whenever bills are laid in the National Assembly and we have concerns from this side of the House. We can, meet at a discussion table and share our position. So once again, I commend you for your efforts, Honorable Member, and your team, your technical team that sacrificed the Sunday yesterday just to meet with us. And I must report to the National Assembly, Mr. Speaker, that the discussions were quite, professional, and it was very cordial. So once again, thank you, Honorable Member. But Mr. Speaker, I also want to put on record that this is not the first time our nation is seeing a single window system being established. And oh yes, seriously. And I do believe that we should be able to give the then government, under the leadership of Brigadier David Arthur Granger, the applause, because we were able to introduce the Customs and Trade Single Window Systems Bill in 2019. And this bill came into effect after countrywide consultations between 2017 and 2018, where we were able to do widespread consultations and take, recommendations and suggestions into consideration. Mr. Speaker, I do believe, when I went through the bill, it is a very good bill. And in principle, the opposition do intend to support the bill. But we do have some concerns, and I think those concerns were shared yesterday. We do have amendments, proposed amendments, and I'm also happy to hear that the honorable member, after much consideration, that this bill will now be sent to a special select committee where the opposition and all other members, perhaps from civil society, can also have their input. And I must applaud the honorable member Colin Crowell for this approach. But Mr. Speaker, I think what is of utmost importance to us here is that the honorable member spoke to the issue of, I think, the company that has been awarded this $202 million contract. It is not a case whereby the opposition is beating up on the government for the approach that they use. I think in principle, Mr. Speaker, what should have happened before the government entered into that agreement, a bill should have come to this National Assembly and then we do the next step approach. And if you look at it, Mr. Speaker, if I'm to parallel this bill with what is being touted out there, the EID card, of which the government has already entered into a contract arrangement with a foreign company. And you would have heard from civil society that a bill should have been laid in the National Assembly before any contract was awarded. Mr. Speaker, as a concerned Guyanese and an elected member, I believe the time has come for us to raise the bar. Because if you're to conduct business across the government agencies, the time, the bureaucracies that our people have to face, it is not easy. So with this bill now coming before to address a one-stop gap where everything will now be processed and so forth, I think this is a positive step going forward. Mr. Speaker, as I said before, since the bill is going to the select committee, I don't think I would want to derail my arguments further in the House of the National Assembly. But I will await, Mr. Speaker, I will await when the bill is sent to the select committee, we can have our say at that level. So, Mr. Speaker, what are some of the issues we have with the bill? I think we have part 3, some part of part 3, I think specifically section 13 of part 3, that is also in our amendment. We also have concerns regarding part 4, that also is in our amendment. I have recognized that the annual report at section 21, the minister reported that annual reports will be presented to him, of which he is going to have laid in the National Assembly. So this too, the bill seek to address. But Mr. Speaker, before I wrap up, I want to refer to an interview done on NCN by Mr. Anil Nandalal, honorable member. And this interview was conducted on April 20th, 2023, under the headline, Interview on Current Situation Relating to LGE 2023. And this is what the honorable member had to say during the interview. He labeled the opposition as follows: we're obstructionists than constructive. we do not give constructive contributions. When we in the opposition is not here, the business of the House flows smoothly. But when we are here, we do not, there is no constructive alternatives nor constructive criticism. The honorable member went on to accuse us of breaking mace, assault MP, staff of the parliament. We sing and dance, we blow whistles and behave in the most unparliamentary manner. Now, Mr. Speaker, this morning, I am humbled from this side of the House to have heard the previous speaker before me saying to this House and to the people of Guyana that, well, look, the opposition got some good amendments proposed of which the government intend to utilize. Well, I will deem it as good because they're good amendments. So, Mr. Speaker, this would have demonstrated this morning our maturity. So we're not here to criticize, we're not here to condemn, because this particular bill is indeed important to the ordinary people out there. But we are here to put forward solutions to have a robust legislation. So, Comrade Speaker, I want to also remind the House that I have prepared a motion under Standing Order 58 asking for this particular bill to go before a special select committee. And again, for emphasis sake, I want to say how happy I am that the government has decided to have the bill be sent to a special select committee for further elucidation and clarification. So with those few words, Mr. Speaker, I want to say from our side of the House, thank you, and we look forward to the robust engagements in the special select committee so that we can bring back to this House a well-crafted bill introducing the Planning and Development Single Window Systems Bill, because we do not want a situation to repeat itself, Comrade Speaker, regarding the local content bill, regarding the Condominium Act, that we asked then for the government to have those bills be sent to a special select committee. We have been hearing that it is the government's intention to return the local content bill to the National Assembly. So if you had listened to the wisdom, we would not have been hearing the local content bill will return to the National Assembly. Once again, Comrade Speaker, thank you very much, and I look forward for further engagement in the Special Select Committee. May God continue to bless us, and may God continue to bless our beautiful nation, Guyana, despite the fraudulent signatures leading up to the